So y'all listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. For the last couple years, I have been rethinking my investment options. Okay. And I know a lot of people, there's a lot of investment gurus here that may come for me, and that is clearly okay. You know, we are starting a business a show, and it's going to be titled Can I Make Some Money? And we're going to be discussing investment options and how to make money and how to leverage things and take your gifts and develop them into, money making streams and stuff like this. But when I see stuff like this, it's kind of like it's a win, but it's not. And I only see this type of thing happen in America, you know? And so what I'm about to show you is the very reason as to why I personally feel that I am no longer going to invest in any more real estate in the United States unless it's a damn trailer or a tiny house. Go, Jasmine, go.
And a couple of $100 in unpaid HOA dues cost her and her kids their home.
Yes, the HOA foreclosed on her home. It was valued at more than $800,000, but it was sold for less than $50,000. Action 9 investigator Jason Sturgenki is covering this story. Jason, to many, this just seems unthinkable.
Yeah, Erica, it certainly does. But look, I have the paperwork right here. I went through all of it, and I'll tell you, you have to remember HOAs can certainly do this. It's perfectly legal, and that's one of the reasons Taylor Sanders came to me. She wanted to make sure that others realize that.
Weddington Hills. Taylor Sanders says it was 2020. She admits she owed dues, according to HOA records, $400.
They said it hadn't been paid for a year.
The HOA sent her multiple letters. She says she never got them. Then things snowballed. In February 2021, the board got a lien on her property. Then in April, it sent her this letter saying Sanders owed about $1,200 and that I was going to start foreclosure proceedings.
I thought it was a joke.
It wasn't. According to county records, her 3,300 square foot home sold for, look, $49,000.
Yes.
She says just like that, it was gone.
Oh my God, it was devastating for my children. I don't wish this on anyone.
Records show the person who bought the house turned around and sold it 5 months later for, get this, $850,000.
It's just the beginning. I want to educate other people. I want to make sure they know about it. I want them to know their rights.
And that happened in the good state of North Carolina. Now, because I'm an entrepreneur and I have investment properties and I've, gonna acquire more, but they won't be in the United States. $850,000 return on buying someone's home for $50,000 and then they ended up buying it for $400. Yes, that's a lot of bread. But to me, all money ain't good money. It kind of reminds me of the reason why I personally feel, and a lot of people in my family do, we don't buy foreclosed homes or homes where people lost them through divorce, because eventually that's how you're going to lose that home. Now, if it's an investment property and you're just buying it to flip it, that's fine. But personally, like I did the research on my home in Georgia, and the couple who bought it and built it sold it to me. And when they left the house because they bought about, I think it was like 3,000 acres in Kentucky, and they owned the town. The brother was the mayor. He owned the land. Everybody paid rent to him when they built houses on. So I said, this is a very, very good house for us to go in because of what they accumulated from this house and the energy that was surrounding this house on the outside and inside. And not only was I able to, triple the value in that home and take it from a $300,000 house to $1 million property, you know what I'm saying? But we've since scaled and leveled up since then. So I totally believe in the transmutation of a house, of where the energy was at in that house. But this here, I don't know, this rubs me the wrong way, because it's like I said, all money ain't good money. And it's like, I got family members that are behind on like HOAs. And yes, they called me and asked me to pay them, and I tell them no. If I pay the HOA, I'm owning the house. So I'm like, you need to go out there and you need to get this money. And why buy a house when you don't consider, if you don't consider the HOA, and especially if I told you don't buy the house. You understand what I'm saying? If I told you don't buy the house, you go buy the house anyway. You're responsible for the house, knowing it was too much house, but a lot of people don't be considering that. And then the lady got behind 1 year, $400, and somebody just really came in and robbed her, took everything that she put into that house and sold it for almost $1 million. I'm gonna be honest with you. I when it comes to properties like that, unless it's a tiny home, because tiny homes they capped. If I'm gonna live in it, that's all I'm buying, or a trailer, double wide or single wide. But like I said, for this reason, here's the reason why I am creating. Well, actually, not I. We are creating a financial literacy show so that things like this won't happen. Because it's ridiculous, especially with it being a Black woman. And you can tell her man ain't had nothing to do with it. So she right there by herself, single. Oh, hell to the no. No. Mm-mm.